We've all had a crush at one point or another in our lives, but how many times have you watched an anime and thought to yourself, oh my gosh, I have a crush on this character? Don't worry, it's not embarrassing at all. Your parents and friends might think it is, but not us. It happens from time to time, and we've gone ahead and organized a list of the biggest anime crushes of all time. So, let's get into it right now. As one of the two twin maids working for Roswell, Mathers and ReZero, you'd think it'd be hard to choose one sister over the other, given that they both seem so similar, right? Wrong! Rem is clearly the superior character out of the two, and throughout the first season of ReZero, we learned that there's way more to her personality than just having blue hair. In fact, her backstory is tragic, and as we learn her history, we get to see how incredibly strong Rem is, and the lengths she'll go to protect her sister, despite an almost overwhelming inferiority complex. She's also responsible for giving one of the most heartfelt confessions of love ever seen in anime, and we're not going to spoil how that confession goes here. But let's just say it wasn't what we were expecting, and we're pretty sure everyone fell in love with her at that moment. We're not even going to attempt to break down all the different iterations of the Fate series that currently exists today, but arguably, the face of the franchise is Saber, real name Artoria Pendragon, aka King Arthur. Yes, that King Arthur. Saber exemplifies all the qualities that a knight should have. She's loyal, courageous, determined, and we can't help but be inspired by her constant desire to do what's right and just. She desperately wants to win the Holy Grail, but above all else, Saber wants to remain chivalrous in her quest, even though that clearly puts her at a disadvantage. Her code of honor and struggle to learn what it means to actually be a king is what makes her such a likable character, and one that has clearly captured the hearts of fans everywhere. Class 1A in My Hero Academia is full of potential crushes. We're sure if Mineta and Denki were making this list, it'd mostly consist of girls from their class. While we're sure the comment section is going to have something to say about this, the best girl in Class 1A who we have the biggest crush on is Momo, a super smart, highly capable butt kicker with a creation quirk. She's one of the most talented students in the class, and the only one besides Shoto Todoroki in Class 1A to get in through official recommendation. That takes some serious skill. Although she suffered a period of lacking confidence, with the help of Shoto, the heroine quickly snapped out of her funk and became even stronger than she was before. She's just everything we want in a crush. If you could only have a crush on one ninja your entire life, your best bet would definitely be Kakashi from Naruto. Easily a contender for best character in the entire series, Kakashi embodies all the traits we love and admire. Besides his obvious talent at dispatching foes with style, Kakashi won over many anime fans with his attitude and personality. He's clearly one of the most talented ninjas around, so he's commonly looked to for guidance and advice. Kakashi is just a natural leader, which is funny given his general dislike of responsibility. He was the first real mentor to the show's main characters, and imparted on them the value and importance of teamwork, and coincidentally wormed his way into our hearts. Although her actual name is AE3803, it doesn't roll off the tongue very well, so we're gonna stick with calling her Red Blood Cell. Even though the anime Cells at Work shows us how many millions upon millions of red blood cells there actually are in the human body, in our eyes, there's only one that really matters. Red Blood Cell is incredibly determined to do her job effectively, yet somehow seems destined to be lost forever. She usually has a complete lack of direction that hinders her performance and leads her down a more dangerous path. Luckily, White Blood Cell is always there to save her from any nasty germ that threatens to do her harm. Red Blood Cell's enthusiasm and warmth is super infectious. Ladies love a bad boy, even if that bad boy just happens to be a demon butler that only follows the orders of his master to keep him alive so no one else can claim his soul. On the surface, Sebastian from Black Butler is everything you'd want from a butler, loyal, obedient, and extremely capable of a wide variety of tasks. But anyone who actually knows Sebastian knows the demon's quite heartless and callous. He enjoys tormenting his master as long as it doesn't result in serious physical harm. Yet we can't help having a crush on this pale-skinned, red-eyed, black-fingernailed monster. Come on, anybody that can sing, be a successful trapeze artist, and take the lives of people with forks is obviously worthy of having a crush on, right? Okay, maybe not. Yet there's something just so enthralling about Sebastian. We don't know. Maybe it's just his extreme love of cats that makes him so crush-worthy. For a show about demons, Toka sometimes feels like the most human character on the program. Anyone who's seen Tokyo Ghoul can attest to how awesome Toka can be, and it's clear why there are so many people with crushes on her. You're worried that she could go all ghoul on you and feast on your organs? That's a fair concern. Toka also has a thing for dressing up like a rabbit when she's out in ghoul form, so as long as you can look past all that, you'll be okay. But seriously, Toka is the type of character we root for and want to succeed. Her character development throughout the show is amazing, and watching her evolve more and more as the show goes on has just been an absolute pleasure. Come on, Levi Ackerman from Attack on Titan has the nickname Humanity's Strongest Soldier, and by all accounts, he lives up to that name, so yeah, he's absolutely one of our biggest anime crushes of all time. And let's be honest, he's not even that attractive when you look at him straight on. With his stern face, ridiculously deep bags under his eyes, and his general reputation as an obsessive clean freak, but somehow we still crush on him hardcore. He just exudes power in every scene he's in. And if he gives us a real command, you bet we'd follow it. It's one thing to be an absolute beast in battle, but to be an amazing fighter and also never come across as arrogant or prideful? That's an almost impossible task, but something Levi makes look easy. Sword Art Online has a reputation for veering all over the place in terms of quality, but it's difficult to deny how great that first arc of the first season is, and that's mainly because of our main heroine, Asuna. The relationship that develops between Asuna and Kirito is one of the best ever in anime, because it shows two strong characters falling in love and helping each other grow to be better. Watching Asuna evolve from not caring about dying in the game to truly having something to live for is a great character arc. But it's the little things that make her so crush-worthy, like how she can't abandon someone who's in trouble, or how she's not afraid to take matters into her own hands if she feels it's the best course of action. When she first got enrolled in Konoha's academy, Hinata was almost immediately picked on by bullies who made fun of her strange eyes. Because bullies exist everywhere, even ninja school. But a young Naruto quickly jumped to her defense. Unfortunately, Naruto wasn't very strong yet, and got the snot kicked out of him. But that one act of kindness caused Hinata to start watching Naruto more closely. It wasn't long before Hinata developed a major crush on Naruto, something that had helped Hinata grow into a stronger, more confident person and fighter throughout her life. Of course, she remains awkward in her younger years, interacting with Naruto because of her feelings for him, a fact that the oblivious titular character of the show doesn't realize until much later. Maybe dying in a horrible accident and being sent to a magical world to go on adventures wouldn't be so bad if you're surrounded by girls like Megaman from Konosuba. Alright, no, that still sounds horrible and we don't recommend it, but don't get us wrong, Megaman is still a worthy crush. She is part of the Crimson Demon clan and dresses like your average Halloween witch. You sometimes can spot her with an eye patch, but don't worry, she just wears it because she thinks it's stylish. What also makes her so great is her obsession with explosion magic, with it being the only type of magic she uses her skill points to improve. She claims she must cast explosion once a day, or die, and seeing how much she loves to make things blow up, we're inclined to believe this cute witch. We just hope we're not in the spot where she decides to test her magic. How could you not have a crush on Utena, the lead character from Revolutionary Girl Utena? Right off the bat, Utena defies what's expected of her and wins a duel that allows her to be the owner of the Rose Bride Anthe. Throughout the series, we see how loyal and passionate Utena is when it comes to protecting Anthe from other girls who want to steal her for their own personal gain, leaving Utena as the only one capable of protecting her. She feels like a real-life version of Brienne of Tarth from Game of Thrones, only with a lot more pink hair. Of course, we know now that her loyalty and feelings toward Anthe were a little misplaced, leading to a slight mishap of her being stabbed in the back, both literally and figuratively. But that doesn't change how we feel about Utena. She could fight for our hand in marriage any day. Sure, this is a bit of a cheat, but it's almost impossible to choose just one of the members of the Oren High School Host Club, as each of them brings something crush-worthy to the table. There's the smart and calculating Kyoya, the mischievous Hitachin twins, the boyish sweets-loving Honey, the strong and silent Mori, and of course the princely Tamaki. It's okay to have crushes on these characters because you're supposed to. They're all very specific personalities tailor-made to attract all sorts of girls and draw them into the host club. So really, these boys have it all. The only wild card is that new member, Haruhi. We can't put our finger on it, but there's something odd about him. If any of us lived in the world of Psychopaths, meaning an authoritarian future dystopia where sensors constantly scan the mental states of every citizen, those scans would pick up the fact that we have a major crush on the protagonist, Akane Tsunemori. You might not think so after just the first episode, but stick with the series, and you'll find Akane quickly sheds her shy and naive first impression and proves herself to be one intelligent, insightful, and more than capable of handling the very worst this twisted world has to offer. Dealing with the crazy stuff she's seen, it's really admirable that Akane still maintains her healthy psychopaths, something that actually concerns her when she really thinks about it. But really, it just makes us like her all the more. Akane is definitely deserving of being on this list of the best anime crushes. If you were a lonely traveler, would you agree to help out an old wolf spirit that's over 600 years old and escort her where she wants to go? Well, you might if it's Holo the Wise Wolf, the main female protagonist of Spice and Wolf, who we can't help but fall hard for. Sure, she's a little arrogant, extremely stubborn, and will probably eat every single one of your apples without offering to share, but despite all that, there's something about Holo that's just so crushworthy. And yes, there are those who say a relationship between a human and a 600-year-old wolf spirit will never work out. But one look into Holo's eyes and we just can't help but wish we could at least try. Nana tells the story of two girls both named Nana who meet by accident and form a strong relationship. The Nana in question that holds a special place in our hearts is Nana Osaki, the punk rock vocalist with a heart of gold and an even better singing voice. Even though her life seems like one hardship after the other, like being falsely accused of prostitution and getting kicked out of school, Nana always puts on a strong face and keeps marching forward to get what she wants. As the lead vocalist of the punk rock band The Black Stone, often shortened to just Blast, Nana just commands the stage wherever she's on it. If you like your crushes strong-willed and independent, with a bit of a punk edge, chances are you probably have a crush on Nana Osaki. If you're stuck in a zombie apocalypse with the characters from High School of the Dead, the only one you really want on your side is Psycho. Before the world descended into chaos, Psycho was captain of the Kendo Club, which helped to hone her skills as the group's best fighter. There's just something about how she slashes through countless zombies with agility and grace that makes our hearts beat just a little bit faster. Besides having an abundance of survival skills that's helped the group survive this long, Psycho almost never freaks out or loses control, and has shown to be really kind and caring toward her group of friends. Oftentimes, her level-headedness keeps the group grounded, which is extremely important when zombies roam everywhere. Sure, she has a bit of a darker edge the more we learn about her, but that doesn't mean we still can't harbor a crush for this wooden sword-wielding heroine. The boys in the swimming anime Free are designed specifically to be crushed on, with their over-stylized muscular bodies and their specific character personalities, but the one main character that stands out the most has to be Tachibana Makoto, the team's resident backstroke swimmer. He's the big brother of the group, and it's hard not to melt a little bit whenever he smiles, which admittedly is all the time. We're pretty sure he smiles when he sleeps. He's really just sunshine incarnate, and his gentle nature keeps everybody else on the swim team in line. Makoto is the anchor that keeps everyone grounded. Sure, being an anchor on a swim team trying to be the fastest doesn't sound like the best thing, but Makoto is such a dreamboat, we're happy to let it slide. Cat ears are a staple in a lot of anime, but we've never seen a better functional use for them than the way Tsugumi from Guilty Crown uses them. Instead of just looking fashionable, the cat ears are actually an electronic headband that assists her in work as the rebellion's resident hacker. Does that make the cat ears okay in this instance? We're not saying the only reason we like her is because she has electronic cat ears either. We like her because she's the glue holding the entire operation together. Without her, everything would fall apart, and the team wouldn't be half as successful. It's also just a lot of fun to watch her work, as she handles her computers and interface like it was a video game instead of a life or death situation. She's very feisty and energetic, but that's honestly just the facade of a very lonely girl desperate to protect her friends from harm. We're not saying that there's a correlation between Gray Fullbuster's tendency to remove his clothes at inappropriate moments and his inclusion on this list, but okay, yeah, maybe that's exactly what we're saying. Kidding! There's actually a lot more to the fairy tale character than just his always-on-display physique. He's also an incredibly talented mage who's able to manipulate ice to almost anything he wants. You'd think always using ice magic would make you want to wear a few more layers, but that's not the type of guy Gray Fullbuster is. Personality-wise, Gray is a great character. He's a perfect mixture of laid-back yet serious when the situation calls for it, and his friendly rivalry with Natsu is always fun to watch, knowing how concerned with each other they actually are. Fairy Tail just wouldn't be the same without this fan favorite character. So keep being you, Grateful Buster, never change. And those are just some of the anime characters who we've all had crushes on at some point or another. Are there any characters who you've had a crush on that we missed? Be sure to leave your thoughts and comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to CBR for more awesome anime content like this. Thanks for watching.